Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sid Meier's Civilization 6. My name is Knuckleball, and I'm a big Civ player. I've played a lot of Civ 5, played a lot of Civ 6 base game, have not played a lot of this game, or sorry, this expansion pack yet. It is, my impression though, is that it is, or let me say this, the expansion pack is really good from what I have played. I just haven't quite got around to like mastering a lot of the new mechanics here, like loyalty and all that stuff. But I've been checking it out, and it's really cool, and I'm really excited to play around with more of it here. So I'm going to be trying the new leader for India, the first ever non-Gandhi leader in Civ 6. And in fact, there's an achievement in the game now for launching a nuke as the new guy, as Chandragupta. If you launch a nuke as Chandragupta, you get an achievement that's called something like, I thought we were past this joke, or something like that. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to be playing on Deity here, standard speed, continents. Small map size, because I think that game is balanced around that. Better than standard, where it feels kind of silly when you're one of there are 7 other people you have to deal with. And you can't actually coordinate with other AIs because they're idiots. So Chandragupta, apart from his 6-pack abs, he's pretty cool because one thing that people, I don't know if a lot of people realize about India is that Varus are insanely strong, right? Like Gandhi's this like peacemonger, but he has this incredible unique unit, the Varu, which is actually so good for early warfare. So Chandragupta like allows you to actually take advantage of that unit, and sort of play in this other way and have this pretty strong general combat bonus for being aggressive. Military training is one of the very first civics. Not very first, but very early game. And so obviously the basic strategy here, right? Can declare a war of territorial expansion, yada yada, after very early in the game, and which is a war, which is a casus belli that's based on attacking your neighbor, basically. It's if you have a certain number of cities in proximity, you can declare a war of territorial expansion. So, obviously the point of this civ is to found a religion, so you have that going for you, and then basically play very aggressive the rest of the game. I think they could be pretty good. I think they have a lot of potential, because India has a lot going for them that I think they're kind of underappreciated, or Gandhi was. I don't know, Gandhi might even be better, honestly, still, I don't know. Stepwells are incredible because they give you +1 housing for just 1 builder charge. Right? So instead of half a housing and a food, it's a full housing and a food. And it gets you some extra food and faith situationally. Barrios, as I said, are incredible. Dharma is really interesting. But it's really hard to use effectively because it's so random what religions you're actually going to have in your city, which beliefs the dumb AI will actually pick. So... But it has some potential. Like, there are some bonuses, like religious community. Religious community is +1% production for every population following that follows your religion. So I'm not sure how the interaction would be with that particular one, but if you had that in your city, as well as other bonuses, that could be potentially pretty good. But I think the idea is you stack beliefs kind of like, what is it, like Jesuits, right? So I could have, my religion has Jesuit education, which means I can use that, which is very powerful. And someone else has Feed the World, and they put 1 follower in my city. I also get Feed the World, right? Which is pretty good too. I can get choral music, I can get, extra amenities, whatever, as many as I can get my hands on. And the thing is, you can manipulate this yourself, because if you own a city of a certain religion, you can build missionaries and inquisitors and all that for that religion. regardless of whether or not it's yours. So if, let's say my religion is Hinduism, and I have a city that's Catholic, I can build Catholic inquisitors and Catholic missionaries in the Catholic city and spread them to my other cities, which therefore I actually do have some control over the Dharma bonus. But anyway, we'll see how that all plays out here. In terms of this starting location here, not super excited by grassland, but we do have some hills. Why did I turn this off? We do have some hills, and we have, you know, some plains here. I don't really want to settle on a grassland hill because would rather work that as like a mine. I'm gonna take a quick peek. What's over here? It's a bit awkward because I don't really want to wander around too long before I plop my city down. But I might stick it. I really want to work this mine, right? But I don't want to put it in place. I don't really want to lose the cattle either, because cattle is really good. I think I'm going to go over here. Because that way, a flat tile is something I'm okay with putting my city on, because it doesn't use up many of these mines I want to work. And one thing to think about when you're placing your cities is obviously, of course, you need fresh water. And you have to think about what are the first few tiles that the city's going to work, right? So in this case, I get to immediately work this tile and this tile, which are both better than just a plain, you know, flat tile or a plain, you know, plain cattle or anything even, really. It's a little better than that. Overall, this is a little disappointing, but we'll make it work. Interesting that the capital is different. It's not Delhi when you're not Gandhi. Alright, I'm gonna go for this one first, just in case there's a enemy scout over here. And look, there's a city-state too, so I'm gonna go like this, up, down here. So, how do I play this civ, right? Irrigation's important, but astrology is the most important, right? Because you really need to have religion to take advantage, and to be using faith to take advantage of the religious bonuses that this civ has. I'm going to start, let's see, it's always good to improve tiles first. You know, first focus on improving your tiles in the very early game. So I'm going to need, I can improve this farm, I'm going to need mining, I'm going to need irrigation, I'm going to need animal husbandry. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and go for mining first. Babylon, eh? This is interesting. So Babylon is a really powerful for building, getting tourism. Which I also could do. I could do religious tourism if I wanted to on top of my warfare. Maybe. That could be a strategy, because Babylon is one of the new city-states, and it gives you +2 science for writing, for great works of writing, and +1 for relics and artifacts. So if you're getting a lot of those, you're getting a ton of science from that. But here's the thing. This is a real nice city location, I feel like. A lot of hills. Got some water there. It's not one of those crappy city-states that's just dry, that has no water. And I have a real nice bonus to attacking people, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and conquer Babylon very early on with my Varus. So that way, because I want to kill this science city-state, I'm disincentivized from building campuses. Because I'm going to be taking the city instead of getting the bonuses towards my campus. So I'm probably going to be just going for holy sites, and then I guess probably completely skipping theater squares. What just happened? Look, my astrology was boosted. Did I miss something? Was I talking? Did I get the boost for that? That must have been what was in the... My bad, I wasn't paying attention. That must have been what was in the tribal village there. That's totally useless. The wheel bonus is... Oh no, I was thinking of irrigation. My bad. Wait, it didn't work. Tech boosted wheel. There it goes. Just didn't update the UI. Oh boy. One of the best ways to get arrow score in the early game is to, which is one of the new game mechanics, by the way, if you didn't know, is to kill barbarians. And you actually get extra points if you get extra arrow score if they're triggered. Like if the barbarian camp is attacking you, you get 3 arrow score when you kill it. So it's actually kind of cool that they made that situation a little bit less miserable than it used to be. Whereas like being attacked by barbarians was just the most annoying thing ever. It was kind of a clever workaround. Rather than taking it out of the game altogether, they basically made it actually more beneficial for you to be like fighting the barbarians. Oh, look at this. 3 fish. Not bad. Could be a God of the Sea game, Pantheon. I believe I just got 1 population. I don't really care about this +1 faith. The game, the governor, or the, you know, the automatic citizens will prioritize faith more than they really should. Like right now I really would rather have +1 production, so I can basically kickstart everything I'm doing with my builder and my settler and whatever I want. Oh dear. Oh, very dear. This guy's kind of screwed. I'm gonna run him back as best as I can here. This could get nasty. We might need to crank out some more military units here instead of a builder. If this guy dies, I'll need to start pumping military units, which I think he will. Depends how many horsemen attack him right now. That's definitely a bummer, but eh. I'm getting a lot of boost to my science here, so I'm actually, because of Babylon, getting that +2 very early on. Yeah, I gotta switch this up. I actually have to delay my builder, which is a shame. But it does mean I can wait on irrigation. Because I'm getting a lot of science right now, I'm not going to have a builder ready by the time I need to improve this. Is what I'm trying to say. By the time I need to improve the tobacco and I need irrigation, it'll be a while, because at first I have to build like the military units here. Which means I'm just going to switch over to astrology, because that way I can just throw down the district right away. While I'm dealing with these barbarians, and while it's too dangerous for me to have a builder out on the field. Also gonna want this. I wish I had that earlier. So these barbarians actually... No, one of the new civs. Hello. So if we're close enough to her, we could definitely befriend her. Because she likes when you trade with her, and if you're close, it's easy to trade with her. Which looks like we're pretty close, especially if we expand this way. That's at a very strong city, so she's kind of scary. The AI is terrible at placing cities. So if they happen to get a good one, it's kind of scary. Because they'll get a ton of bonuses to it. What I was going to say is, these barbarians actually pose absolutely no threat to us unless I have a builder or a district. Because they can't conquer your capital. And there aren't any improvements to pillage. There aren't any districts to pillage. There aren't any builders or settlers to capture. So therefore they actually don't really do anything. But it is still annoying, because the most efficient thing for me to be building right now is a builder. What's this +7? Yeah. I'm gonna attack you later. Just get ready. I'm building this slinger first, even though I kind of it's not gonna really be able to leave the base, because as soon as the slinger steps foot out, it's just gonna get murdered. Because slingers are very, very weak. But if any barbarians approach the city, then the slinger will do a ton of damage for free, and potentially get me the archery bonus, which is really nice in the early game. Plus 25 science if you get the boost here. Actually, it's less now, isn't it? I'm lying. Because they changed boosts. Boosts are weaker than they used to be. Which, I don't know how I feel about that. I think I do like it overall. Because it means like the player that has an overall better empire is... It doesn't just, like, is able to get ahead. You know, like, it's kind of annoying. It was kind of BS a little bit. How, like, I have 6 campuses and you have 0. But because you build archers, you were equal to me in science, whereas I was building those. I don't know if that quite makes sense, but basically, like, it just weakens boost a little bit. It still makes them very, very powerful. Like, you're still heavily incentivized to go for the mini quests here to get the boosts, to be very efficient. But at least it no longer oh dear. It's no longer as big of a deal if you're just focusing on like a general balanced approach to the game, you know? You're not punished in science for building campuses instead of basically like checking all these boxes off. Thankfully Babylon seems to be a little bit involved here. That's okay. I'm getting him a little bit of XP there. So I could buy another slinger, but it'll just die. And I need to throw down my holy site. So this is actually an interesting point if you didn't know. Like, why am I throwing down a holy site, right? I'll just do this right now. But I'm not going to build it. The reason for that is that the cost of districts goes up over time. So see how holy site says base cost 54 production? That's extremely cheap. That's like, you know, less than an archer. But it actually goes up for every technology or civic you have researched. It's sort of the blunt. It's a kind of a more complicated algorithm than that. But bluntly put, the more tech you have, the more expensive districts are. So as soon as you know where you want your district to go, just throw it down. Because then the cost is fixed once it's placed. So the cost of this is currently 73 production. And it will never change. Even if I don't build this for 100 turns, it'll stay 73. So that's why you want to throw it down early on. This is definitely a fairly mediocre start. By standards, we got pretty screwed by these barbarians and by this kind of mediocre terrain, but we have some space to grow here. We have an opportunity to use our Varus. And we're not too far away from a neighbor who would be nice to pick a fight with early on. So I think we can make a recovery. So as I said, right, these horsemen are just kind of slamming the city, but they're not really getting anything done. They're just kind of damaging themselves. And the city will heal. I'm not losing anything except the fact that I would rather have a builder right now. Good for me, I killed a barbarian. And whenever you're using ranged units that are damaged, it's better to just have them attack rather than heal them first, because they'll heal when they promote. Of course, the barbarians have the promotion cap to think about, but generally speaking, like I'm not going to heal him and then attack, even though I'll do more damage that way. I'm just going to attack with the slinger because he'll just heal fully as soon as he gets enough XP, which is basically killing two birds with one stone. So see, those barbarians really, all they did was damage my city, which will heal very rapidly. I just wasted a bit of tech, I think. Whatever. I kind of want bronze working. And I'm going to grab animal husbandry so that my builder actually has something to do. So I got the boost for archery, which is great. I'm going to get the boost for bronze working, which is also really good. Even if you're not building encampments early on, getting iron is really important. Knowing where iron is good. And being able to chop rainforest is also very important. I'm going to grab a volley here. Yeah, I'll grab a volley here. This is some nice grassland hills right here. So in terms of religion, the religion that I want to, my own religion, right? It's kind of interestingly, is one of the cool components of Civ 6 because it's so flexible. And I think I'm gonna get God of the Sea because I see quite a bit of coastal resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already, 6 already that I could use. And God of the Sea is one of the best pantheons in general because it gives you a lot of production, which can be hard to come by. And it's always helpful, right? And in terms of my terrain, I have quite a bit of grassland. Like once I expand this way, yes, I have some plains over here, but for the most part, it looks like I'm going to be having a lot of grassland in my empire, which means I'm going to have a lot of food. I'm going to be a little short on housing to use it though. So I could go for plus housing bonuses for my empire, for my religion, which could be pretty which could help me a lot. So that's kind of something I'm got to weigh, you know. In terms of resources, I mean, as I said, it's mostly coastal resources that I'm eyeing right now. I'm gonna have some pastures, but I think it's not worth getting those over the production bonuses. Culture, it's fairly easy to get enough of. It's not. I mean, well, you. Oh shit! What a mess of a beginning of a game. They're actually being attacked right now, so you have to continue tanking up. Thankfully, no one's got a religion yet, so we should still have time to get one, but it's definitely throwing a wrench in our in our gears here towards our overall strategy. So I have to deal with this barbarian encampment, and I also have to deal with her attacking me right now. Whenever you see units wandering over towards your borders, there's really only one way to read the situation, and that is the AI is attacking you. Although, this is a little bit of a strange behavior, because she's not clustering on my border, so maybe I do have a little more time than I thought here. And thankfully, Babylon's pitching in on the Barb camp here, which gives me a little more breathing room. Alright, so I'm gonna get irrigation as soon as I get a farm. I already have holy sites. I don't really need writing, because I don't really care about that yet. I'm gonna want encampments, because generals make a huge difference for warfare at any stage of the game. So if I can get a quick great general, that could be really nice. So it's like maybe she's not attacking me. Normally I've seen this pattern so many times that I was just immediately convinced. that I was about to be attacked here. It's kind of cool that Varu no longer replace horsemen. At one point in the game, you couldn't build horsemen as India, but now you can build both, and they kind of fill different niches. Like, Varus are more like melee units. They're slow and fat and tanky, and they sit in the front and they weaken enemies so that your archers can do a lot of damage to them. Whereas horsemen are really just get in there and attack very rapidly, very mobile units. Alright, finally. I want to get that extra food here, because I'm currently not housing capped, which means I want to grow. But I also want housing, because I'm about to be housing capped now that I have food. And I'm going to go ahead and whip out another settler here. Actually, maybe not. Let me think here. I'm so far from early empire. Let me see, am I going to get another continent anytime soon? Very, very rarely will I ever not build 2 cities before I get early empire, because it's very hard to get the boost for 6 population with only 1 city. In this case, I was stalled so much that my city is growing quite a bit that I maybe could do it, but I still just want to play it safe here and stick to my traditional strategy here. But I really hope they don't kill the camp, because I want the credit for it. Stand aside, Babylon. So basically, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and build my settler, and then I'm going to whip up 2 holy sites. That way I secure my religion, and then I'm going to go focus on warfare. I got a little bit stalled. This is Deity, so it's going to be could be quite a challenge, but we'll see how this goes. I'm going to stick with it here. So anyway, that's going to be it here. Thanks for watching. If you learned something or you enjoyed it, hit like. I'd appreciate that quite a bit. And I'll see you in the next one.